Hey dreamers, I'm Bryce Kalla, and I have no idea what my favorite Metallica song is. Could it possibly be For Whom the Bell Tolls? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro!
So Ted, give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! For Whom the Bell Tolls. This is track number 3 from Ride the Lightning. And you know what? I'm not going to get too far into the weeds on this one. This is the 13th episode, so hopefully you know the spiel by now. But as a reminder to anyone who is new to this channel, we are grading on the following criteria. We have lyrics, instrumentation, composition, memorability, and emotional response. It's a scale of 0 to 4. 0 if I hate it, 4 if I absolutely love it, and 2 if it just doesn't, it sits in the middle. So without further ado, let's listen to For Whom the Bell Tolls. We got that little bell at the beginning. But for whom does it toll? Hey. Two things. One, when I hear this bell, I honestly, more often than not, do not know whether it's going to be For Whom the Bell Tolls or Hell's Bells by AC/DC. I know it's a different bell, but it sounds so similar, and when you haven't heard it for a while, it's hard to tell which one it's going to be. So if it gets to the third ring and you haven't heard drums yet, you know it's AC/DC. But da-da-da-da-ba, the bell rings when they do the hit. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. The second thing I have to say is that when I first heard this song, I thought it was a guitar part. And I think when I was learning, I learned that on guitar. But it's not a guitar part, it's a bass part. So for the bassists out there, you already know how to play it. It's one of the first things you learn how to play, probably. I don't know. But it's bass. And this is one of many reasons why they have Cliff Burton in the band, is like just masterful bass playing. You wouldn't even know. He's using some sort of wah pedal or some sort of distorted effect to get that. But this whole intro section of the song heavily features him on the bass. So let's continue. Just the straight kick drums. Now we get the drums going, but all the guitars are staying the same. Emphasizing those twos. Two. Drum fill. Now, those without the ear training to recognize what the bass is doing now, we have gone from the... When I was first hearing it, I only heard the ring. I only heard the guitars doing their... And I assumed that the bass was doing the same thing, but actually on the bass, he's doing like a... Which is actually the same riff that the guitars will play later. So it's kind of cool that the bass is kind of leading us into what the next part will be, but you have to kind of listen to it. Still got those bells. Every section ends with a drum fill. There's like a period of just playing straight, and then there's a drum fill. Now we got the guitars matching the bass. And I love that drum beat. We were straight all the way through, boom, cha, but we now have that throwing back to Kill 'Em All with the... last couple songs, boom, cha, boom, pa. You have that little offbeat there, kind of emphasizes that last part of the riff. There it is. Not just straight out guitar solo. And it's not really a solo. It's like a melodic lead. Drum solo at the end of each drum fill, rather. This part is actually the rhythm guitar and the bass. They're all playing the verse. This is straight up just the verse. And the guitar is just going to town. That riff is actually kind of hard to play that many times in a row. So you have to kind of practice it to get it down. But not a whole lot going on here. Very simple instrumentation, not too crazy, a little more laid back than most of their songs so far. But it's nice. It's catchy. Drum. That time opted just to do a straight instead of a fill. Now we have the chorus, but without singing, of course. There's those emphasized triplets. I love stopping the instruments. All of them stop and the drums can kind of just have their fill. Now, I know that Lars has never been celebrated as a masterful drummer. He doesn't have the chops to do some really, really technical fills, but it's still fun to have something unique where the drums get to just have a moment to shine and then back to the song and then another drum fill, song, drum fill. It's kind of cool. And if you think of the concept of the song, there's a lot of war going on, so maybe the drum fill is an explosion of a landmine or somebody getting shot or just the overall cannon fire. It could be anything. Could be, but it's really illustrative of what's going on in the song. I think it's cool. I don't know why my song glitched there. That was kind of weird. Does it do that every time? We don't need to find out. All right, you know the words. Come on, sing it. For whom the bell tolls, time marches on. Oh, that's something to talk about here too. When I was reviewing Metal Militia, I talked about how the echo, Metal Militia, it kind of bothered me a little bit, and that was probably because it wasn't to the rhythm of the song. If you listen to the echo of Time Marches On, it stays to the beat of the song. That's so important. It keeps that beat. It doesn't make it disorienting. I appreciate that so much. So just wanted to point that out. I also really appreciate that it's For Whom the Bell Tolls, Time Marches On, for whom the bell tolls, and then nothing. Do we just leave that second part just dead? There's nothing there. It's cool. This riff is 3 times. This is like the first time through. Second time has a different fill. Third time has the ending. And so if you take that as 3 pieces or 3 sections, or I guess 6 measures probably, that repeats twice. I don't know. Interesting structure. Again, in music, a lot of times we have 4s. So seeing a 3 in there in a 4/4 song, really, really different. Not super unique, but different. Kind of a slow song. It doesn't move much. The record version's just kind of taking its time. That's not the record version. Playing the live version again. This ending is so goofy. I don't know how to describe it. I've never figured out what the counting is. I've looked at a lot of different tabs and I've found a lot of different variations of what it could be. All I know is that there is a bum bum cha, bum 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 cha. Repeat over and over and over as it fades out, but I have no idea what the rhythm is. Every time I try to count it, I'm wrong. Some say there's some triplet things going on. It could be in a different time signature, like 5/4. It could be just free-flowing time. I don't know, but I always get it wrong. Every time I try to play along with the recording, I'm always off a little bit. So if you know the tempo, the time signature, whatever, if you have the answer to whatever's happening in this ending, let me know, because I don't know what the official thing is. It just feels weird, but it's cool because it's different. I'm always on. No, early. I don't know how to count it. And of course, Kirk is just in the background. I love that the bell is coming back too. Bum, bum, after the two. Bang, the bell is there throughout, so we know that the bell is tolling for someone. Who could it be? Who could it be? It might be you. We don't know. But they know. They know. They surely know. Whoever they is. And that is For Whom the Bell Tolls, which will bring us into Fade to Black next. It kind of mixes up the record. When we were listening to Kill 'Em All, it was just thrash all the way through, no stop. There was maybe a slow part in a couple of the songs, but it was pretty much same tempo or faster all the way through. With Ride the Lightning, we had some variants, and then now we're kind of pulling back a little bit. This song is also different from their other songs. You know what? I'm talking about the rating. We gotta, I'm skipping ahead. Let's stop talking here and let's go straight to the ratings. Here we go. Lyrics. What is this song about? Well, the title For Whom the Bell Tolls is actually the name of a book by Ernest Hemingway. And that book is about the Spanish Civil War, I believe. So it could be about that, the Civil War, the Spanish Civil War. And I don't know for sure. I haven't done a whole lot of research on it, but there is very obviously a war of some sort going on. And these people, this men of five, still alive through the raging glow, they are definitely fighting this battle and thinking their end is coming near. Now, I was going to give it some points because I like the story. I think it's really got some it's got a poetic nature to the lyrics, but I have to bring it down because of this last two lines of the second verse. Crack of dawn, all is gone except the will to be. Now they see what will be, blinded eyes to see. So the problem I have with this is all is gone except the will to be. So we have the word be. Now they see what will be, blinded eyes to see. Now, they said be twice and they said see twice. And for some reason, I don't know, it feels like there's something different that could have been said there, or it could have been illustrated in a different way. And I think some of the other lyrics it's fine. What I'm saying is it's not bad. It's not great. So for lyrics, I'm going to keep it at a humble 2. Instrumentation. This song isn't really that special. There's not a whole lot going on. That intro with the bass guitar is pretty cool, but it's not very complicated. That intro riff on the guitar with the it's hard, but it's really only a couple of notes and it just repeats for like 30 seconds or so. And so then you get to the rhythm guitars and they're just kind of holding out notes. Blah, blah. And even the drum fills are not super technically proficient. So I don't know. There's not a whole lot going on. I want to give them points for playing out of time in the intro, but it really doesn't have much to speak of. And knowing their whole category, they can do a lot better than this. So for instrumentation, this one gets a 2. Composition. Once again, I'm going back on my word because they did something different. They didn't do verse, chorus, bridge solo, verse, chorus, outro. They just did a big old intro, and then they did verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus, out. It's a lot shorter than most of their songs, but I have to knock them because the whole intro, from the bass line at the beginning to the end of what will eventually be the chorus, they basically play the whole song and nothing really new comes. I guess there's that little bit between the chorus and the second verse, but it's really kind of done after that. And so nothing really new comes. And as a matter of fact, it pulls back. It's less than it was in the intro because now we don't have the bass guitar going. We don't have that solo guitar going anymore. So it's kind of less. So I don't know. There's not a lot. There's not a lot there. Compositionally, very simple and not difficult, except for that ending. But live, you can just kind of look at each other and get a feel for how it goes. So I don't know. For composition, I have to be honest, this one gets a 2. Memorability. How memorable is this song? This is where the song gets its points, because with that bell in the intro is a very memorable sound. I feel like whenever I hear a bell that sounds like that, I think of this song, or like I said before, AC/DC. So I can remember just from the bell. That bass guitar lick in the intro, super catchy. I love that riff, and I feel like I could play it all day long. I could listen to it all day long. Maybe. Don't make me do that. But it's very memorable. And then the chorus, how simple. For whom the bell tolls. Time marches on. For whom the bell tolls. Easy. Now, I'd like it to repeat a couple more times to get used to it, but overall, it's very easy to remember those words. It's very easy to remember these riffs. So from a memorability standpoint, let's give them a 4. Emotional response. The only thing about this song that brings it down for me is that it kind of drags, especially the recorded version. Live, they get to speed it up a little bit, but this one just kind of feels like it's hanging back a little, and I just want something more. It doesn't show what they can do. It's a very simple song. And I don't want to knock points for being simple, but I also can't ignore that they can do so much better. They're so much smarter and brighter and more talented with their instruments than this. So from an emotional response perspective, I was kind of hoping the song would be done very early on. And it's maybe because I have some bias going in, but ultimately I know that they can do better. So it's not good. It's not bad. It's right in the middle. Emotional response, 2 points. So there you have it. For Whom the Bell Tolls gets a grand total of 12th points. 12th points, and it sits at 8th place, just below No Remorse and just above Pulling Teeth. Now, the reason why all 3 of those have the same number and they have a different rank is because I'm ranking them first on composition, and I'm going to go second on memorability because I am looking for my favorite song. So we're going to go composition first and memorability second, and if there's a 4-way, we'll talk about what the next thing is. But that puts us at 8th place for Whom the Bell Tolls, and that means we don't have a new winner yet, but we're still cooking. We're still cooking. So in the comments below, I want you to tell me what score you give this song, how much you think I'm wrong, and if you think I'm really wrong, you should hit the unlike button twice. And of course, hit that subscribe button only once so that you can stay tuned tomorrow to hear my review for Fade to Black. And I promise you, it's going to be a pretty good review. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.